Welcome to Ethereum Cat Herders Meeting 83. I have shared agenda in chat. The first item listed here is Ethereum network upgrade. As we were talking right before the call about the merge. So testing the merge team, Paritosh, Marius, and others, they have performed second mainnet shadow fork on April 23rd at DevConnect. That means they are trying to test the merge, having a shadow fork of Ethereum mainnet with full state, full blocks, like complete transaction image over there. Ben Edgington, Adrian Sutton, and many other developers tweeted about this. Except for Aragon client, looks like all other clients were in sync. The combination of EL and CL client were performing well. Generally, it is considered as a success. There is an overview article published on Ethereum shadow forking at etherworld.co. Ben and other developers have recommended checking it out. So please check it out. It will provide an overview of what shadow forking is and what they have achieved so far. Like earlier they did godly shadow forking, then mainnet shadow forking, then second mainnet shadow forking, a lot to cover. That's on merge. On Shanghai, there are 6 EIPs in consider for inclusion. Discussing any new EIP for Shanghai has been paused for now, considering there are other higher priority discussions, and 6 EIPs are like quite good enough for an upgrade. So it has been paused for some time. So that's all for item number 1, merge. Number 2 is Element Finance airdrop and ELF NFT. In the last meeting, we shared details about airdrop. All the cat herders who have ever documented nodes for Ethereum cat herders are eligible for airdrop, though if you have missed the deadline of 11th April, that would be coming up again after 2 weeks. Check out the links below for description, and who already have claimed it or may have given their governance power to someone are eligible for collecting ELF NFT. Links for both articles are added there. Please check it out if you are a contributor to Ethereum cat herders.
So,
Please go ahead.
Sorry, just a quick question. So do we have to do the ZK snark stuff to catch that, or because I'm not that interested in privacy, is that a requirement, or can you do it without doing that extra work to ensure your privacy? Does anyone know that? If no one knows it, I'll pass. But anyway, just wondered if anyone knew that.
I'm not sure. William Schaub, do you have any information on that?
What was the question?
I was wondering, when you go to that, when you signed up that, you had an option to use the ZK snark stuff that would anonymize you so people couldn't identify you. I'm wondering if it's a if I want to sign up for that, is it a requirement that I do that additional ZK snark stuff to ensure my anonymity, or can I do it just simply enter the stuff without doing that additional ZK snark stuff? That's okay. I'll research it myself. I don't want to take up more time, but just wondered if someone knew off the top of their head.
Okay. I think on a high level, what I understood was there were 2 lists. One list where like people who are directly eligible, they can go ahead and do it with their wallet addresses. But for people who are with the help of GitHub repository, they have to go by the GK snark. That's my understanding. But yeah, it's better to look into the.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So that is there. Next item listed here is new initiative. Okay, I'm trying to find the person who proposed this. So we have been joined by a new contributor recently, and he brought up a couple of suggestions in the last new joiners meeting. We met him, and 2 suggestions here were, number 1, ECH GitHub backup. So his argument was that because of Ukraine stuff, GitHub is deleting some of the developers' work on GitHub. So what do people think about having a backup of ECH GitHub somewhere with the help of IPFS and all? And the other proposal was having a video series on how to use a DApp. It will not be promotional, but it will be just educational. Like, for example, we do PEEP and EEP. So we talk about a proposal and explain how is it implemented. So it will be a walkthrough of whoever project has implemented that proposal. So we don't want to make a promotional video, just an educational video to educate users how to use that tab. So these are the two proposals. So if anyone has any thought on the first one, like GitHub backup, we can start from there.
Yeah, help me better understand, why do we need a Git? I sort of missed the description of why we need a backup. Who was messing up our repository, or what's the what's the problem statement of why we need that?
So it was brought to my attention, though I have not confirmed it, that some of the developers of Ukraine or Russia, their GitHub work is being blocked by GitHub for some, I know, government policy of US. So they were wondering that Ethereum has a lot of developers from Russia and Ukraine. So we don't want to lose their work. And if they have contributed in Ethereum cat herders, do we want to have a backup of that? Although the suggestion was for Ethereum GitHub repositories overall, but I'm aware of that Ethereum Foundation is having a backup for their work. So, I mean,
Really?
at least,
Because
yeah, that's my understanding.
But that doesn't seem like that would solve the problem, because we've got an employee in Ukraine, and she had problems getting access to Russian sites and stuff like that. But she turned on a VPN and was able to get through and do it. But I don't see how that would cause anyone inability to get to our GitHub repository. I don't see how that would cause anyone to lose our work. But anyway, that I may not understand something, but.
Or maybe I could try to rephrase it. It's not that someone may not be able to access our repository, but it's other way around. Like if an individual has contributed to Ethereum repository, their individual's work could be deleted.
Or
I
the
guess that's what
themselves maximum, also they get locked. There's been like that.
you're breaking up, William. I didn't understand.
I understand that. It's my old mic, but there have been issues with GitHub blocking repos in the past. They're definitely not past blocking a repo because someone's from Russia and contributed to it or the like. Backups in general are a good thing. There was a big, I think it was a video decompression repo that got locked by GitHub at some point. They managed to get it unlocked, but things get locked, work gets destroyed. GitHub is a single point. We like decentralization. We're into that here.
Idea. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Can we use Radical?
Got it. Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. Get me up to speed so I understand that.
No problemo. What about Radical?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. Maybe I might be like speaking gibberish. There is a Web3 initiative called Radical to create a decentralized kind of Git network. If we are looking to back up, I think it would be prudent to explore Radical as an option. RADICLE.
Sounds cool.
I'm making a note of whatever solutions you are suggesting here. But definitely that could be a second step. First, we were trying to understand like the work that is being done here on Ethereum GitHub repository, Ethereum cat herders GitHub repositories. Like, yeah, I mean, it looks like people are on board on having a backup of that, if I understand correct. Or anyone opposes to that? Not opposes, but any other concern or comment that if they would like to share? All right, so I will consider that people are generally in favor of having a backup of it. And the options suggested here are Radical. And the guy that they suggested me with the help of IPFS, though I don't know the process, how it would be working. But yes, if anyone is interested in particular understanding or taking up, please feel free. Sorry, Brent, I saw you unmuting. You wanted to share something?
No, just my anxious finger turning it off and on, sorry.
Not a problem. All right, so if we have someone from today's call interested in looking into this, please reach out. Otherwise, the one who is suggested, I'm hoping to have some more conversation with him. Let's see where we go. But that's an interesting proposal. Let's give it a try. The second new initiative that is proposed is tap usage video series. I just explained what kind of video series he is proposing about. Just curious, is there any general thought or opinion about this kind of video series by cat hunters? So this will be in addition to whatever we are doing right now for PEEP and EEP. And I suppose whoever has proposed is willing to take a lead on that. So definitely we are not looking for someone who would like to own this task, but we can appreciate any suggestion on which particular tab they would be interested to learn about, like how to use this tab. Feedbacks and suggestions on that would be appreciated. All right. Any more question, comment till item number 3? If not, we can move on to number 4, that is events and hackathon. So ETH Parag is being planned for June 10 to 12. The speakers application is open. It's an in-person event. So if anyone is planning to go to Prague and want to speak, please apply. I mean, on their own project, but anyone from cat herders, if you are interested, let us know. And please feel free to speak for cat herders there. The next one is Devfolio. I am particularly engaged with ETH Women Fellowship that is in the final round of the first cohort. We saw some good project ideas there, and I'm very happy that this initiative is helping out some women developers to get into this space. The next item listed here is ECH Updates. The first one is ECH website. So as we know, our website is back last month only. Slava, a new contributor to Ethereum cat herders, has made some pull request recently, and the merge page is updated. He added some additional resources to update the EIP page. Now you can find all the Shanghai proposed EIPs, the CFI EIPs listed over there, like the EIP, the discussion link, and other related resources that is available around those proposals. It can be easily found on Ethereum cat herders website. There are a couple of other updates for meetings and a few fixes for broken links. I think there's a pull request open by Gunny. I might have to look into the conflict resolution over there and we'll merge it over there. But after that, it will be like https www.ethereumcatherders.com. So that's on ECH website. The next one is ECH engineering. I don't see anyone from the engineering team right now, but I'm aware that
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hi, Jose. Sorry. Please go ahead and take talk for it.
No, go ahead. I will go after you. No problem.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that I know someone is looking into it. Jose here, he is looking into ECH engineering, EIP bot and EIPV issues, and we are trying to close issues. There seems to be some duplicate issues, and we are trying to close, so the number does not look very good. And yeah, if you have any further update, Jose, please feel free to share.
Yes. The most important update is that the issue 50 fee was closed and 12 single action issues were created, which are more easily to attack and to direct the solution. And this is maybe something that we need to to consider. Sometimes when the issues are posted are very general and very broad. So Sam took the time and defined 12 precise single action issues. All the efforts are now focused on that 12 issues, which are going to have a huge impact in the saving editor time and indeed the bot more robust.
That's right. Thank you so much for update. And I know with the new process change, which is expected 6 months to 1 year down the line, we may be making use of bot even more. So the work become easier for EIP editors and people who are trying to document it for the first time. Like most of the work would be checked by the bots. That's the idea here. Sam Wilson is adding issues like how we can improve the bot. So yeah, we hope to keep looking into these issues and improve our present working with the EIP GitHub repository. We are still looking for a Ruby dev. We need a maintainer who can help us with looking into the EIP GitHub repository. There is specific piece of code that needs Ruby dev expertise, and we do not have anyone in the group. It's not too long of a work, but there are something definitely that we are looking to help with. So if you're a Ruby dev, if you're listening to this call, please reach out to us on Ethereum Cat Herders Discord. The next item listed here is ECH Engineering, Learn to Earn. I see George on the call. George, if you would like to speak for it.
Yeah, hey. So pretty much for Learn to Earn, we've been a lot slower in terms of progress than expected, but things are wrapping up now. So we have both the app for anyone to interact with. We have a few courses that are already created thanks to Stefan and Pooja, and I believe there might be 1 or 2 more people that are helping out on that front. And then in terms of wrapping everything else up, we do have essentially the admin side. We have like an admin application to actually upload all the content and the quizzes and courses. That will be deployed today. And pretty much the last remaining things are just the POAP piece and just making sure everything is pretty much secure. So yeah.
Thank you for the update. And yes, as he was mentioning about the POAP piece, so we are looking for someone to look into POAP creating and management for different quizzes. We have kind of created a design for it that we can be using for different quizzes. If you know, or if you know someone who has this expertise, or if you have this expertise, please reach out. We are just trying to look into this funnel piece to test the entire tab. All right, moving on. The next sub-item listed here is CAD Blazers. We have William Schwab on the call.
So podcast has released 2 episodes since the last time I was on. One about privacy and trade with Roman Semenov, and another on decentralizing hardware and DAppNode with Paul from DAppNode. I will be taking a hiatus this week. I am interested in bringing it to a once every 2 week schedule like we originally discussed, hoping I can try and maintain that cadence. Been involved in some other onboarding work, was contacted through DMs on Twitter by one. Kernel has wrapped up for now. And I feel like I'm missing something, but I pretty much always feel that way anyway. So there it is.
Yeah, and the good news is now ECH podcast is also on Apple iPod.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes. Yeah.
Truth is, that is probably something I should bring up, not specifically that, but we are running some costs right now. Like we've moved to Zencaster for recording, and I know the editor ZK has is paying for some tools. I would appreciate if we could get reimbursed from the cat herders for that. Right now, we're talking about minor amounts. Like I think the Zencaster is maybe $5 a month. The editing tool, I'd have to ask him again. That might be more like 20. We're definitely fine laying it out, but I would just like to ask generally now if it's okay for the cat herders to take the production costs. And I'm not expecting a decision right now, but just as a general question.
Right, on that, I had a chat with ZK last week, and we are looking for a tool that can be helpful to like all kind of production thing here. Like I know we are making Peep and Ape, and then there is this ECH podcast. So we looked into one tool suggested by him only, and we are thinking of giving it a try for 1 month. We are not buying the subscription for 1 year, but a month-to-month basis. Let's see how it works out for other tasks, and yeah, definitely it is being considered.
Cool.
All right, that's on cat places. On ECH operations, we had this new joiners meeting last week. You can find the recording here added to the agenda. So generally, we try to reach out to different people of Ethereum community if they are new and they want to join Ethereum community with cat herders, either making a contribution to cat herders' present tasks and activities, or just to Ethereum ecosystem in general. We organize these meetings once a month. Reach out to us, check out the events on ECH Discord. There you will find when the next meeting is planned. And we'll try to help you make connections with whoever is the right person for whatever is your interest. And if there is something from cat herders existing task you want to contribute, definitely you can let us know. If there is any questions or anything that you would want to learn about Ethereum ecosystem or whom you may reach out to, I think that is one of the good meetings, kind of office hours, which Ethereum cat herders organize to engage newcomers. So join us. The next one is EIP Insight. So I have added the link to April's EIP Insight in the agenda. You can check out the details, but in short, in April, we have received one EIP that is moved to the final status, that is EIP 2098 compact signature representation. There are 7 new EIPs of ERC's category. They have been added to the repository as draft. 2 EIPs are moved to stagnant due to longer inactivity, and 1 EIP has been resurrected and is available for review. That is EIP 1967 standard proxy storage slot. And there was 1 EIP which was in the last call, because the last call ended on April 24th. Maybe we have to follow up with the author to make a pull request to mark it to the final. And there was one small non-normative change for one final EIP. I have started adding graphs for different categories of EIPs, like you can find it with core networking interface kind of EIPs. And that was a request from one of the GitHub users. So it is available now, as well as we also have the charts for EIP proposed versus EIP finalized.
That's informative graphs.
Yeah, someone suggested that we should try to capture the information per category, and then we will be able to see like how we are doing it. It's kind of an evaluation of the EIP process also, like how much support we can increase to move proposals faster. And talking about moving proposals faster, I'm very happy to share this proposal EIP 4626 that we recorded a Peep and Eep chat with one of the co-authors just yesterday. That proposal is of ERC category and it made to final status in less than 3 months. So if you are actively involved, talking about the proposal, reaching out to team who can actually implement that proposal, I think it's a good way for moving the proposal faster. And this is not my point of view. I think this is coming from the author's perspective that we discussed yesterday. It's a good segue for PPNE. As I mentioned, we did record an episode for EIP 4626 yesterday. The recording for public will be available sometimes next week. In the upcoming weeks, we have planned for EIP 1202 voting standard on May 23, and we are also trying to have 2 more Shanghai CFI EIPs, EIP 3540 and EIP 3670 planned in early to mid-May. So please check out the PEEP and EEP schedule that is available on CARHERDA's project section. Moving on to the meeting notes and action items for ECH. Just as a reminder to all contributors, if you're assigned, please confirm your availability to work on notes. Submit notes between 3 to 5 days. Generally by Monday, if you can submit all the notes from the past week, that is super helpful. Please make sure to add summary and timestamp for quick reference, because sometimes it happens that people who are not technically savvy and they miss on some of the keywords. So if you have timestamp over there, whoever is reading the notes later on, and if there is any confusion, they can actually click on timestamp and be able to hear it. And that would make more sense, because a single word can make a lot of difference.
Yeah, Santosh had to leave and he mentioned he was going to try and do that more for the notes.
That's right. Yeah, I have requested him to add it for the last meeting notes for all core dev meeting, though we already have the notes available, but I suggested him to add it over there because this was requested by community from someone who has documented the earlier core dev meeting notes. And please also update the README file. I know Brent has done a lot of work in fixing the CARHERDA's GitHub repository for all the missing work, missing links to update README files. But please make sure if you are documenting notes, it's your responsibility to update the respective README file. I was having a chat with Santosh here, so it's a suggestion coming up from him, and I would like to share it with the rest of the group here. About peer review. So generally, if someone submits a note, I review it. I mean, it takes a lot of time to document notes. It doesn't take that much to review, but certainly it requires some attention. We just want to make sure that the keywords are right, the client names are correct, and basic formatting are there. So his suggestion was, how about peer review? Like we have a group of people who are documenting notes for us. So what do people generally think about giving feedback on others' notes? So it can be fixed before it is shared. Not before, but of course it is shared with community, but at least it can be better.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And that's something I could do too. I've asked to be removed from taking notes, but I think I could help with peer reviewing notes if that was needed.
Yeah, I think especially for the bigger meetings like consensus layer meetings and core dev meetings, having peer reviewed would be great. I don't know.
I could continue to monitor the READMEs and make sure all those get updated right and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly is the requirement here. So thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, like, if you can do that, that would be really great. We are also looking into like considering some part of bounty for people who would be reviewing the notes. No, there's no final decision on that, but yes, this is open for consideration for certain amount of bounties for peer reviewing as well. And this is for like anyone who is documenting notes. Obviously, Brent has been doing a great job for a very long time, but even you are newcomer and you are familiar with the process and practices, your help would be appreciated. So looking into meeting notes, I think we have all the meeting notes except for EIP IP, which I have been informed that it will be submitted today. So I think this should be good. And yeah, I think we are almost on the last item of the agenda. It's the action items from the last meeting. It seems there is only one action item, and that is for William Shaw. William Shaw will try to reconnect with earlier ECH members. I know we discussed about it. I know we discussed about it, but yeah, if you have any updates.
Yeah, if you're able to remind me over the next couple of weeks, I'd appreciate it.
That's right. I mean, yeah, generally these things are captured on the meeting notes. So I'd appreciate like just checking up the notes once a while for whatever meetings we are attending. And that's how I try to keep myself updated. And thank you so much, William Shaw, for looking into all the funding requests. Happy to share that all the long pending fundings bounty requests are closed. We do not have any open request as of now. So that's all from the items listed on the agenda. Anyone else has anything to bring up? All right, so we can probably end up this meeting. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks all.
Thanks.